What's going on, guys? Welcome in. This video is going to be a little bit of a unique one. I'm actually going to take you behind the scenes into one of our Seller Central accounts, and we're going to talk about a brand and product that we launched on Amazon that absolutely tanked and failed. Okay, so this one's gonna be cool because you'll be able to take away so much from our failures, what we did wrong, and kind of our thinking behind the whole thing, and why we did certain things and why we took a risk like the one you're about to see. Hopefully you take away a lot for this, for your own sake, your own Amazon business, your own product research. I think these types of videos are the most important ones because seeing someone else's mistakes helps you prevent that on your own, and it doesn't cost you any money because you didn't make the mistake yourself. You just learned from someone else's experience. So I think that's why this video is super cool, super unique. But before we get into it, any new viewers watching this video, watching this channel for the first time, welcome in. My name is Cameron James, and if you want to see more behind the scenes, strategies, tips, tricks, and kind of my life and my journey as a 7-figure Amazon seller, this is a perfect channel for you. So please hit that subscribe button. My focus is to build a big YouTube and Facebook group community and just meet tons of new Amazon sellers and help them out on their journey. Because 3 years ago, I did not have that type of help. Okay. So anyways, guys, let's start digging into it. Again, this is going to be a good one. You'll watch the end and we can learn tons from this experience. Okay. So digging into my screen here, we can see we're in my Seller Central account. So first of all, this is called Bowler's Finest, this brand we tried to launch. And this was actually with a first-time Amazon seller that we got involved who wanted to learn from us. And so we let him hop in onto an account and kind of buy in with us. And we're going to try a product and start to launch it while he learns, right? Everything like that. And so what we decided to launch with Bowler's Finest is actually hemp oil and hemp oil for dogs and cats. Okay, so if you're familiar with this industry, it's in the kind of the CBD realm, and it's kind of a gray area now. It's federally legal now, but you can't do a lot with it right now. You can't advertise on Facebook, you can't advertise on Google, and you can't push paid ads of any kind. Okay, so looking at this, ignore lemon squeezer here. I did this for another example for another video. These are live products. You can see I have some in stock here, so if we look at this listing itself, right, the listing's fantastic. The pictures are done correctly with infographics, with some top selling points here. And, everything looked good for this product, okay? And we have a high price point, really good margin, high quality product. We made sure we sourced it from a high quality manufacturer, because one of the biggest things in the CBD hemp oil market is that people think it's snake oil from China or a different country. So we made sure we found a good reputable supplier here in the USA, and we hit home on that. So sourcing this product and getting everything up to go, making the listing, it's high quality here. I know we're not brand registered, but I always like to prove the product before I pay for a trademark. But this listing is high quality. There should be no issues with that. The product is high quality as well. We do have 4.2 stars here. We were working at 4.5, but we stopped working on it, which we'll get into the reasons why a little later. But we had 4.5 stars, so there's no issues with review ratings there. Yes, we don't have a ton, but again, we can get into why that was so hard to get reviews for this product as well. So going back here and just kind of looking at the hemp oil market in general here, hemp oil, we could see that there's tons of competition now. Okay, so there's 4,100 reviews here at $15.99, and they're selling 500 milligram hemp oil, 5,000 milligram here at $24, 2,800 reviews here, $18.99, 600 reviews, $29.99 for 1,000 reviews, right? And you can see that this looks so super saturated, and you're right, it is. But when we first got into this was something newer on Amazon. This was something that I knew would turn into a huge market. And, we're at the point now as a business that we can start to take risk and a little bit of chance. And this is exactly, we knew the risk going into this product. We didn't know all of them. We learned a lot and it was still a failure. But we thought that, if we can get in earlier enough and do this right, maybe there's a chance it just blows up, right? And at first we did pretty good, which I'll show you the sales and everything we did here in a second. But the competition did not look like this. The price points did not look like this. This is just an example of everybody and their mom selling the same product and it lowering prices. There's actually some different types of hemp oil, right? There's some with CBD in it, some with just hemp oil, right? So there's, people just selling hemp oil that really don't do the things that people are looking for it to do. So they're kind of misadvertising or, false advertising is what I should say, right? Not misadvertising. And because they can get hemp oil, which is just a super cheap oil for super cheap, and say they have, 5,000 milligrams and sell it for super cheap, but there's not, it doesn't have hemp extract, or, full spectrum or isolate in it that will help it out, which again, don't worry about that. That's not the point of this video to learn about CBD or hemp oil. But, this market just got real dirty real quickly, which is understandable when the CBD hemp oil market and the marijuana market and just in general is massive and huge. And so going back to our account here, let's look at our business reports, okay? So I'll take you through the timeline of how we got started and everything of that. So if we go all the way back, on business reports, I believe we started selling in April, somewhere around that mark. I hit apply. We go down, we've done 15,000 in sales, which isn't jack squat in this market. Some people are doing like $1 million a month, which is absolutely absurd. That's why we're so excited about this product. People were doing crazy amounts. The margins were super good. And you could see how well we started to do this was around June. We started launching it, getting a few reviews, and then we did the full launch. I started doing PPC and jacking that up. And all of a sudden we started, popping off 14, 15 a day. And this was super exciting because it's why we got in the market. We're at 50% margins as a whole. And we're doing PPC at 20, 30%, and we're selling quite a few of them, right? 12 a day, 11 a day. And then what happened was it just slowly started dying over the months. And just slow, you could see 2 units, 3 units, 1 unit, 1 unit, 0. And we're burning hundreds of dollars in PPC, which I'll show you here in a second. It was just a disaster. It just went up like this, and then it just got so saturated that it went down like that, okay? And you're probably asking me, Cameron, okay, you've done a lot on Amazon. Why couldn't you fix this issue? Well, let me tell you why. Because, the first issue we ran upon is, okay, to beat out some of these top sellers, we're going to sell like 500 a day on a keyword. So were we willing to invest, into, hundreds of thousands of bottles of inventory to compete with the big sellers? And we promised ourselves we wouldn't get caught up in the rat race of this again. We would just, look at this as a risk and, never double down in it, in which, I'm not going to lie to you. There's a couple of points where I was like, I think we need to double down. And it took Element Energy not to double down and order more inventory so we can compete with the bigger guys. 2, we'd say we're experts at Facebook ads and driving traffic to Amazon listings using Facebook ads. We couldn't do that because you can't advertise CBD or hemp oil. I think just the creams now, at this point, you couldn't advertise them on Facebook. So we had no means of external traffic. So our hands were tied there. And we just didn't know what to do. So we just tried PPC again and again. And, we could see right here, we did another kind of final push. And, we have 5 units, we're doing okay. It's up and down, but we were spending so much money in PPC. So, over the whole period of the thing, it had promise. We just got in too late. Again, it was that trendy product thing. If you watch some of my other videos, one of my first products was a fidget spinner back in 2017. Again, I don't think CBD oil or hemp oil are a super trendy product, but I think what happened was, when we didn't have the inventory or the right infrastructure to compete with something this large, right? This this type of market that's massive, right? Billions and billions of dollars. We kind of got left behind because we weren't willing to throw money at it. And to be honest, I don't think we have enough money to compete with some of the big people in the CBD industry. So we made a mistake there, right? We took a risk, but we didn't think the risk fully through, okay? So, if you're thinking about CBD or hemp oil, I would not personally advise you doing that. But again, it's just one of those things you learn a lesson with. Every failure you learn a lesson with. So we go down to PPC, right? There's one campaign running. I actually just started that yesterday, just kind of for giggles. But if we go back and we go to, let's see, filter by, let's see, type. Okay, right here actually, active status enabled. Let's go to all here and let's see what pops up. Okay, so I'm sure some are archived. I'm not sure if it's showing all the archived, but if we go back and we hit lifetime here, we can start seeing, I tried everything with this thing. So you see I spent $8,000 to make 10,000 sales at 80% ACoS, which is actually a lot better than I thought I was doing. Again, I think most of these positive metrics come from when we were selling like 12 or 14 a day, that first spike in like June, July, when we were doing very well. And the rest came after that in terrible things. You can see right here, I tried product pages, everything for PPC within Amazon, right? Because again, I couldn't drive external Google or Facebook traffic, which, I'm no expert in external marketing, such as influencers, things like that. I've dabbled in it, but I know it's expensive. I'm not, personally an expert on marketing when it comes outside of Facebook ads and Google ads and social media ads, things like that. So I was kind of hamstrung here, and we had to make a decision. Do we pay thousands of dollars for influencers or kind of different ways to market, to get on blogs, things like that, or do we let the product wash, right? And again, this was one of those products we sat down, we talked about, okay, let's not get carried away. Let's not, if it fails, it fails. Let's not double down, because we've been known to do that from time to time because, our egos are so big that we have to double down to try to force it to work before walking away, and saving a lot of lost money, okay? And so you can see I tried many things. I have 89 results of campaigns here, and you can see, some did work. We have ACoS up to 123, down to 51. That's fine. The problem was I kept starting these campaigns, and they just lose traction. Maybe the first week or two it'd be 30%, the next week it'd be 60%. The market just got more and more saturated. Price points kept lowering and lowering and lowering. Review rates skyrocketed for the guys at the top, and I could not compete and drive enough traffic and drive enough sales to stay up there in keyword ranking, just because we didn't have the inventory and we didn't want to double down. So you can see all this PPC right here, right, guys? And you can see all the campaign names. And if you know me and you follow my journey, I'm a PPC nerd. So this was very humbling for me that I tried everything in my arsenal to get this to go, and I could not. It's super sad. So lessons going back again. If you take risks like we did here, don't be afraid to walk away. Again, if we go to hemp oil here and we pulled up some metrics, let's just do that real quick. Okay, we pulled up some metrics here. We see the first guy's doing 140,000 a month. This guy probably doesn't belong. He's probably launching and spending thousands and thousands of units of inventory to do that. This guy's at 83,000, 35,000, 88, 106, 75. I'm sure if we looked at the right keywords, we'd find even bigger ones, okay? Especially if I did CBD oil. Let's just take a look at that real quick. And you see after loading this real quick, we can start to look, 130, 30,000, 83, 35, 88. So just as competitive. This is still not done loading here, so apologize for that. But you can get my point here, guys, right? So for me to rank up here, right, I got to compete on reviews. You got to compete at price, and you got to, compete at the value. They have a 2-pack here, right? And so overall, we just got sucked down further and further down pages of keywords, and we had to walk away. Again, we learned a lot from this, and again, I'm warning kind of everybody to stay away from this market. Again, if you have a good idea of how to market a product like this, like high risk products they're called, then definitely this is probably an opportunity for you. Again, look into Amazon's rules and policies. They're pretty strict on the type of hemp oil and CBD oil you put on the market. So make sure you don't get in trouble there. Again, I'm not suggesting that anybody go and sell this. I just wanted to give you a little, behind the scenes look at a failed product that overall was super well done. I did not cut corners. I actually use this every day, this hemp oil. I love it. It helps me relax, helps me fall asleep. And so we didn't cut any corners there. I'm actually, I'm a product of the product, right? Which is very important in some cases. and it still failed, guys. So even the best can fail at things. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I feel like I have, I'm in the top maybe 95%, maybe. I'm not sure where I sit at that. There's some big sellers out there. This is kind of behind the scenes look of a failed product. Again, hopefully you can take a few things away from that. If this was helpful, comment down below. Let me know if you took anything away from this, guys. And I'll try to do more behind the scenes kind of looks at products like this to really share my experience. And hopefully that gives you some values to avoid mistakes and again, avoid losing money in the future. But again, subscribe to this video. I would love to see you on more videos in the future. And that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you took a lot away from this, guys. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.